usually getting clients is actually very hard, especially when you're just getting started on your freelance journey. But the really cool thing about Upwork is that all the clients are already on the website. All you have to do is get yourself promoted on there. And that's probably where like the hardest part for most people comes in, right? Most people don't actually know how to build their portfolio. They don't know how to build their profile. So what does this mean? It means that the Upwork system doesn't actually push you and doesn't actually send over those people looking to hire, right? And when I just got started on my journey with Upwork, I also found it really hard to get my profile seen. And whenever I would apply to different like projects and different jobs on there, I would pretty much always get ignored by people who actually knew what they were doing. So that's what happened to me in the beginning. But it wasn't until I learned these strategies that I'm going to be going over in this video is that I actually started to get badges on the platform. I started making money on the platform. And now I've made literally over 50K and I'm a top rated plus on that platform. So these are the strategies that help me. So let's start with number one. So number one, you need to get the rising status badge. Okay, so the rising talent or the rising status badge is basically a badge that is given to new freelancers on the platform. So for a lot of people, what they don't know is that if you actually try to get these badges, that the platform will recommend you to clients. And that's something that I tell most people that are actually asking me about how to grow on the platform. The rising talent badge is probably the most important thing that you need to achieve. So when I started my freelancing journey on Upwork, it took me about 2 months to be able to get this badge. So what you need to do is be active on the platform. Like the platform likes to see people who are actually like on the platform applying to jobs and apply as much as you possibly can. So when I got started 2 years ago on the platform, I know that the credit system and like the way that you apply for connects is different, but you do get like 100 free connects when you get started. So you can just apply to as many jobs as you possibly can and projects on that website. And if you're able to land at least 2 to 3 and you're able to get reviews from each of those clients that you work with, then you're going to be on your way to getting that rising status badge. So the rising status badge is actually part of like a 3-part badge system. So first you start off with the rising status, rising talent badge. The next step is the top rated badge. And the last step is the top rated plus. So a lot of people are like, oh, these badges aren't really that helpful. But let me be one of the first people to say like, no, these badges are extremely, extremely helpful because they are able to help promote you via the Upwork algorithm. The Upwork hand selects the people that have these badges and they recommend them to clients. So after at least a year of me having the rising status badge, I was promoted to top rated. And with top rated, I literally saw my invites for projects go from like 20 to 25 per month up to like 200 to 250. And that's not even an exaggeration. I literally had to be declining most jobs because I wasn't able to like do all of them at the same time. But yeah, and I attribute that to getting the rising status badge and the top rated badge. And now that I'm top rated plus, I feel like there's not as many big benefits compared to like top rated because when I was top rated, I was literally getting so many invites, and top rated plus is only like for me to flaunt it and be like, oh, you know, like whenever I'm applying to a project, I'm like, I'm also a top rated plus freelancer on the website. And does that help me get more work? Probably, or probably not. I'm not really sure. But yeah, if in the beginning, you definitely need to get these badges. That's one of the only ways for the Upwork platform and the algorithm to actually pick up your profile and recommend it to other people. If you're not able to get these rising talent badges, it's extremely hard to build your profile. And that's one of like the main things that you need to know. And probably the most important on this video, if you're just brand new and you're a beginner, you need to get the rising talent badge. And what are the requirements? So for the rising talent badge, you basically have to essentially have about 3 to 5 clients that leave you a great review. That already pushes you to potentially get this badge. You can even get it sooner than like a month, right? If you're already freelancing outside of the Upwork platform, you can bring over your clients that are outside of the platform over to Upwork, and you can ask them to leave you a review. So if you get 5 people to do this, you'll almost eventually and pretty fast be able to get that rising talent badge. So yeah, so this is number one, and probably the most important thing for actually growing on the platform. So number two is going to be something that we already discussed, and it's getting reviews. Okay, so once you already have your Rising Talent badge or your top rated badge eventually, what you want to do is get reviews. So what a lot of people do is that they don't actually ask their clients for a review after they're done. So what clients do is that they just leave anything, or sometimes they don't even leave feedback, which is probably the worst thing you can possibly do. Because on Upwork, there's this thing called the job success score, right? And basically you need to keep it between 90% to 100 if you want to keep maintaining these badges. If you go below 90%, then they're going to take away those badges and your freelance income and your invites is pretty much going to go poof and it's going to go be gone, right? So you always need to be asking for reviews. That's why I think it's extremely important to always deliver like your best work and your best service that you possibly can. Because if you don't, and your job success score starts going down, then that's pretty much going to guarantee that you get less income and less clients. So start getting as many reviews as you can. So whenever you have a project that you're working on, ask the client after you're done, hey, like, if you enjoyed working with me, can you please leave me a good review? Or is there anything else that I can do to get a good review? Because people, like it or not, these reviews are basically the way that you're going to be able to build your profile and you're going to be able to maintain those badges. So yeah. Start asking for reviews, and if you don't like asking for reviews, then you're gonna have to pretty much do it. So if you wanna like grow on the platform. So now that you have your rising status and your rising talent badge, and you also have a bunch of reviews, the next thing to get promoted is actually gonna be your bio and your profile, right? So usually when you're a freelancer, you have to have a great portfolio, right? But on the Upwork platform, it's a little bit different. So it's similar, but it's different. So let's talk about how if you're somebody in the video field, they can actually work on this. So for example, for your profile, you have a lot of different options. So you can set up different projects, you can set up your About Me section, and you can also set up a portfolio section. So in your portfolio section, you have to keep it as updated as you possibly can, right? So if you work on one project that's definitely portfolio worthy, then you can add it on there. So I personally don't add every single project that I have worked on onto my profile because I only want the most relevant to the actual niche that I'm pursuing, right? So for me currently, I like working on corporate documentary style content most of the time and on social media ads. So I have done a lot of like YouTube stuff. I have done a lot of like short film stuff, but I don't actually put that on my profile and I don't actually put that on my portfolio. And the reason for this is because I'm targeting the exact type of client that I want. So if I'm actually looking for a project that only requires somebody to know how to do like corporate documentary style editing and my profile is full of like content that's like for only for YouTube and like short films, then that's not going to be the target type of editor that they're looking for, right? So that's why your profile and your bio is extremely important. And also when you're working on your like About Me section and you're writing all of your copy, you want to start targeting like specific keywords, right? So if somebody's looking for like social media ads, be sure to put it into your bio that I also work on like social media related stuff, right? So yeah, so step 1, rising talent badge. Step 2, get reviews. And number 3 is your bio and your profile. The three most important things to actually get you recommended on the Upwork algorithm and on the platform. So think about it this way. If you're able to bring business to Upwork, Upwork will reward you. If you're not bringing constant business to Upwork, then they won't reward you and they won't recommend you. That's probably like the most important takeaway from this video. So bring business to Upwork and they'll recommend you and they'll promote you. If you don't bring business and you're not making income for Upwork, then they're not going to promote you. That's essentially what it boils down to. And yeah, that's basically how I was able to go from 0 as a beginner to making over 50K on Upwork, and I was able to make top rated plus status on as well. So to get top rated plus, it took me about 2.5 years. To get the rising talent badge, it took me a month. And to get top rated, it took me like about a year of constant working on the Upwork platform. So yeah, that's pretty much the video for today. If you guys did enjoy, go ahead and subscribe. If you're interested in working like on a more one-on-one basis with me, so I'm able to like work on your profile, I'm able to give you more direct tips on your niche and your service, go ahead and check out the link in the description down below. And yeah, you can potentially just book a call with me. We'll go over what are your pain points, what are some of the challenges that you need addressed. And yeah, if we see that it's a good fit, we can potentially work together and, work on getting you to this point as well. But yeah, I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.